Hi, this is Bonnie with TLC Inspirations, and today I'm making a non-traditional dream catcher, and I'm using a 6 or 7 inch embroidery hoop along with yarn and size H crochet hook. So I've got a loop on my crochet hook and have it on the top of my embroidery hoop. I go under the embroidery hoop and pull up my yarn, and then over the embroidery hoop, pull up my yarn and pull it through the last loop. So again, under the embroidery hoop, pull up the yarn, over the embroidery hoop, pull up the yarn, pull it through both loops. And this will start to create a ridge on the embroidery hoop, and we're going to work that all the way around. And you can see that it's going to cover the hoop nicely. So continue all the way around. Under the embroidery hoop, grab the yarn. Over the embroidery hoop, grab the yarn and pull it through. And pull it through again. So you're pulling it through 2 loops when you grab the yarn on the top. And you want to keep on kind of squishing your stitches together so that your embroidery hoop is covered. When you've gotten all the way around, you'll have a tail. You'll want to stick it through your last crochet loop and then just pull it tight. Okay, now if you have your yarn attached to a large yarn ball, you might want to cut your yarn off to maybe 2 or 3 yards, whatever you think you're going to need to create your webbing, because now we're going to start wrapping, and you're going to space out your wraps about 1 inch or 1.5 inches as you go all the way around your hoop. You can see how I have them spaced here. You want to keep it firm, but not overly tight. So keep wrapping till you get all the way around, kind of at an angle. Okay, when you reach the top, again, make sure that you've cut off your yarn to an appropriate length, and we're going to continue going around and start creating our webbing. And so to do that, you're going to take your yarn and you're going to put it through your previous wraps. You can either do it, from coming behind the wrap or go in from the front. Doesn't really matter, whichever's easiest for you. You can also use your crochet hook to assist you to get it through there if it's hard for you to do it with your fingers. You can see how it is going to create little spaces for you to put the next wrap through. But you want to keep your yarn firm, not overly tight, but firm, because you don't want your webbing to be all saggy. So just continue to work around your Dreamcatcher hoop. And another thing, as you keep on working around, you get further towards the center, you can add beads or charms if you choose to. I didn't in this particular tutorial because I just really didn't think about it, but you can. Now you can see the webbing starting to take shape, and each time it creates little openings. Now I'll tell you, as you get towards the center, those little openings get tighter and tighter, so you have to kind of dig your fingers in there and find them. When you do get to the center with your yarn, you'll have a long tail. Don't cut it, because now we're going to put our beads and our feathers on that center yarn. And I've used a 4-inch piece of 22-inch gauge or 22 gauge wire, and I just folded it in half and put my yarn in it and threaded it through my bead. It's a really easy way to string beads on yarn. So you can see I've got my center bead up there in the hole. I chose kind of a little crystal or glass bead for up there. And then I've dropped my other bead to a lower point that would be at the bottom edge of my Dreamcatcher. And you can either glue your bead or you can tie a knot below it. In this case, the hole is small enough that by the time I put a little bit of glue on my feathers and insert them in the hole of the bead, that's going to hold everything secure. So I've taken one bead and inserted 2 feathers, and then after that is inserted in there, you can cut off the remaining yarn, unless you want to drop it down and put something else on it, but I don't think that looks very good if you do that. So now the other thing is I need to show you how to put the hanger on it and how to add additional beads that hang off the side or on either side of the center one. So you're going to want to cut a piece of yarn, whatever length you want. I used about 12 to 14 inches, and then I folded it so that it was uneven, a short end and a long end. And where you fold it, just lay it on the front of your hoop and take your ends, wrap them around to behind and pull them through. And then that will tighten up. And then you've got a long one and a short one that you can add beads to, or feathers, or charms, or whatever trinkets you want to, or as many beads as you want. And then for the hanger, what I did is I crocheted just a circle here to hang it on, kind of a chain out of yarn. So that's really simple if you know how to crochet. If you don't, just use a straight piece of yarn and just tie it off, kind of a double knot, and cut off your ends. So put that through your Dreamcatcher, and then you're going to take your straight end and thread it through your last crochet loop on the chain, and then you're just going to tighten it and tie it off. So just tighten that loop on the end there, and then take your 2 ends and cut them, or you can just tie it once and then weave your ends back down into your chain with your crochet hook. Either way, however you want to finish it off. But that's our tutorial, and I thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it.